The Black Ops 6 reveal is right around the corner, and we have huge leaks about changes to the user interface menu, as well as apparently massive changes to the way movement is going to work in this game. As you know, people have been very concerned because this game will of course be booting from the Call of Duty HQ like the past couple games as well, and will be using this Modern Warfare engine. However, Activision have previously said that the intent for this game to have a unique track feeling, and that is very important, and this is a massive thing because of course the last few Call of Duties, apart from Black Ops Cold War, have all felt pretty much alike. Although they have tweaked the movement between the games, the vibes and the feel have been pretty much the same. Well, apparently this is not going to be continuing for Black Ops 6. So this is all coming from Bob Network over on Twitter. First of all, regarding the user interface changes, we don't know exactly how they are going to be changing the menu, and Bob himself says he doesn't have exact specifics. But as you know, I think from Modern Warfare 2 onwards, the user interface radically shift with the COD HQ because they hired ex-Hulu designers to make their user interface similar to streaming services like Netflix, Hulu, etc. And it just doesn't work for Call of Duty, and apparently they did this to be in line with Warzone Mobile, which is absolutely ridiculous. Why are you changing the way it is on console and PC to cater towards mobile? It doesn't make sense. This system might work well on mobile, I'm not exactly sure, I don't play Warzone Mobile much, but why create this issue for other players for something that's just only going to benefit mobile players? It doesn't make any sense to me. Now we have more information from another leaker, Crash Fatigue, who says the menu will be changed when the official Warzone and Black Ops 6 multiplayer are integrated. It will become better and simpler. So basically on the release of the game, it's going to change not just for Black Ops 6, but for all of the other games that are booting from the COD HQ, which I guess are just Modern Warfare 2 and 3. But again, we don't have exact specifics on how it's going to be, but hopefully it's like the good old classic Call of Duty menus, just a nice, simple to follow format that you can just scroll through. The COD HQ menu is just absolutely ridiculous. There are literally videos with hundreds of thousands of views on YouTube just telling you how to get into the campaign or multiplayer. That's how bad it is, and especially the social side of things, which recently received an update which doesn't really work well for the COD HQ, so it could be because it's meant for when this user interface change actually happens. Update, he has said that apparently it's going to be a linear system once again, and apparently is going to be similar to Black Ops 2's menu but better, but that's very hard to beat because Black Ops 2's menu is probably the second best of all time, with Black Ops 1's menu being by far the best. So I'm not sure how true this is. So before I get into the movement changes, I first have a very awesome message to share with you, and then we'll dive right into it, so stay tuned. Hail to the King! Are you ready to dominate the realm? Dive into Crestfallen Medieval Survival, an immersive RPG where you clash for dominance through strategic castle building and fierce combat. In Crestfallen Medieval Survival, you'll start with a humble keep and progress to grand fortresses, craft epic armor, forge deadly medieval weapons, and build a kingdom worthy of legend. The modular castle construction system lets you snap together walls, turrets, and gatehouses to protect your crest, your claim to the land. Only those authorized on the crest can build and open doors within your territory. Engage in strategic battles, equipping your knights with powerful armor and weapons, train mercenary archers and knights to patrol your fortifications, and master the art of medieval melee and ranged combat. Wield swords, shields, heavy two-handed weapons, or perfect your aim with bows and crossbows. Harness the power of the elements with magical spells. Learn to conjure and control potent magic, from blazing fire to chilling ice. Customize your character's growth with a detailed skill tree, tailoring your abilities to become the ultimate warrior, mage, or a hybrid build. Explore the lore of Tyralia through optional quests scattered throughout the realms. Cultivate crops and tend to your farm, ensuring a bountiful harvest to sustain your kingdom. Engage in trade with local vendors and merchants, bolstering your economic strength by bartering and trading lore-specific items. Experience an interactive open world where every tree can be felled, every rock mined, and countless treasures await looting. Build powerful siege engines like ballistas, catapults, and trebuchets to lay waste to opposing castles. Rally a formidable army, strategize attacks, and conquer enemy strongholds. Be ever vigilant. As bandits and thieves lurk in the shadows, stand ready to confront vile creatures and formidable adversaries, including dragons, orcs, demons, and knights that have forgotten their sacred oath. Embrace the heroic path, vanquishing evil and upholding the honor of your kingdom. The game is currently in early access with a full release on July 1st. The developers are going to be streaming the the game at Steam Next Fest on June 10th, so check it out on Steam, build at least a small house and experience the magic. So check out the early access for free, and don't forget to wishlist Crestfallen Medieval Survival ahead of its full release. All links are in this description. Start your medieval journey today, hail to the king. And I want to give a huge thank you to the developers for kindly sponsoring this video. I hope you enjoy. So now for the movement changes. According to Bob, Black Ops 6 will reportedly allow players to dive in all directions similar to Max Payne. The game will also allow players to sprint in all directions. This combined functionality has been referred to several times as omnidirectional movement. A sliding will apparently return too, and this is absolutely huge. And this is Trek showing Infinity Ward how to make goddamn Call of Duty. You make it arcadey, you make it fun, you don't slow down the movement, make it sluggish to try and aid tactical gameplay or whatever the hell philosophy they had from Modern Warfare 2019 onwards. Absolutely ridiculous what they did to Call of Duty, and I'm so glad that Trek are back at the helm, because they've had this guns up philosophy, for example, in Black Ops 3. Now, unfortunately, they didn't have it in Black Ops Cold War, but I think that was perfect. Guns up at all times, just being able to get involved with the movement at all times, and it seems this may be returning as well, because we saw a little short teaser for Black Ops 6 Zombies, and it showed a player doing this deep slide, and they seem to be shooting while sliding, so maybe you're going to be able to shoot while sliding, shoot whilst underwater, all of these things that make Call of Duty fun and constantly engaging. It's not meant to be realistic. Call of Duty is literally just about spamming people, but I really wonder how this is going to function. There's the possibility this may not work well if the animations are not done right, so the animations hopefully are really smooth between the slides and between the running, because I wonder how that's going to work, how you're going to run in all directions. I'm assuming it will only work properly if you go forward, but maybe if you go sideways, you won't go as fast, obviously, probably, but I just hope they perfect the animations. And if you sprint backwards, again, probably it's going to be quite slow and not as fast as the regular slide, so hopefully they do this right. But what I'm most interested in is the being able to dive as well as slide in all directions. Well, actually, this post only mentions diving in all directions, so I'm not sure about sliding, but I'd assume, given this, that there is going to be sliding in all directions too, because they do have sliding in all directions in Black Ops Cold War, Black Ops 3, and maybe even Black Ops 4 as well, but it would only be if you would jump and then hit an object. It would allow you sometimes to slide in different directions, and I guess it's kind of similar to Advanced Warfare 2 with the advanced movement. You could do this boost to the side, and I really like that in that game, and this is what it's reminding me of, so I think that this is going to be awesome. Of course, we won't be able to know how it's functioning until we actually get gameplay at this reveal event that probably showcased what it's going to be like, but I think that this is going to make for really fluid gameplay, being engaged in combat at all times, and it's going to be so interesting because this is going to change up the gameplay and make it more interesting, because Call of Duty, like I said, have felt so similar in recent years, and by them radically changing the movement, even if it doesn't end up being to everyone's taste, at least it's something different, at least it's something new, instead of just doing the same old. And personally, I like this. I think that it's going to, like I said, allow for much more interesting ways to engage in combat in multiplayer and Warzone, because they still, I assume, be overhauled for Warzone as well, hopefully, but I just wonder as well how it's going to function in Zombies, because this is going to completely change up the way that Zombies functions, because it's going to give you completely new ways to dart around the zombies if you're going to be able to slide left and right and backwards, and as well as being able to dive in all these directions too. Now, we don't know how sliding is going to work in this game. It seems like it's going to be a much longer slide, judging from the little clip we got of Zombies footage, but we can't really make out much from it, so that could be possible. But we also don't know if slide cancelling is going to be back and functioning the same, but considering these big movement changes, it'll probably make slide cancelling a bit redundant. Personally, I don't want slide cancelling in this game, and I'm so excited for how this is going to function in Zombies. How is it going to function in Zombies as well, with perks like stamina or being able to sprint faster, or other perks like PhD flopper? How is that going to work if these perks are returning, combined with these movement changes? Could it lead to some really interesting gameplay? So I'm excited for this, and maybe third-person mode will be returning for this game as well, like we've had in the last couple, and this movement will shine with third-person, especially if they bring it back in Zombies as well. It'll be interesting. Modern Warfare 3 Zombies has it. I personally don't ever use it. I don't really like the third-person mode for Zombies. I can't really tell when the zombie is right behind me as much, but that's just me. Now, another leak is apparently theater mode is going to be back. There's not really much to say on this, to be honest, but this is huge if true. We haven't had theater mode for so long, and Trek were the ones to last have it, and basically they never brought it back because apparently it would cause lagging issues in multiplayer and all these different logistical issues, and it wasn't worth the resources to put in. But Trek have had 4 years to work on this game, and because they've had extra time to work on it, with it apparently being getting play tested for the last 2 years, most likely because because they finished it up so early, they were able to do extra things they usually wouldn't get time to do. I hope theater mode is both in multiplayer and zombies. This is going to be really beneficial as a YouTuber, of course, because I can get B-roll footage to make my content higher quality, especially for storyline videos. When I make my entire Black Ops 6 zombie story video, which I'll do at the end of that game, of course, I'll be able to grab B-roll and it'll be a lot of fun. This is also great for YouTubers if you forgot to record. It's also just great for general fans because it'll make it easier to share clips online and stuff, and being able to re-watch your old gameplay, maybe even learn from old gameplay because you're literally able to watch it back and see where you went wrong potentially, or what things you even did right. So I really like that theater mode is back, and it just shows that Treyarch are the goats. They're doing things that they didn't have to do, because at the end of the day, theater mode is mostly beneficial for content creators, and they've put the resources and time and effort into bringing it back. So like I said, it is beneficial for everyone, but mostly for creators, of course. So this will also bridge the gap and allow creators to get involved that from the ground up again. I remember back in the day, like Black Ops 2 and stuff, or, you know, Modern Warfare 3 games before, that used to be how people would get into content creation, just by sharing their clips from theater mode. And the final leak, and I didn't think this day would ever come, is that apparently it's rumored, again according to Bob, that the classic prestige system is going to be returning. Yes, that's right, classic Call of Duty is back. I assume this is going to coincide with Warzone as well, so that'll be overhauled probably with a classic prestige system after Modern Warfare 2019 introduced the seasonal prestige, which kind of restricts you massively. But Treyarch are just going hard, bringing all of these old features back that were made redundant for some weird reason. But anyways, that's all I wanted to say. Thank you for watching the video, and make sure to subscribe if you're not here for the latest and greatest Call of Duty news and information. So anyways, thank you for watching, and bye.